Hey guys, we're back with more of The Terrible Two by Jory, John, and Mac Barnett, illustrated by Kevin Cornell. We were on chapter 16. What just happened? Myles was now sitting on the bottom step of the gazebo. Seriously, what just happened? Myles sat and wondered. Kids laughed, music played, and Myles just sat. Cars pulled up, parents waved to kids, and kids got into cars. The cars drove away, leaving behind clouds of dust. Myles sat. The stragglers took the last of the food, hot dogs and brownies, but not cake. There was still plenty of cake. Myles sat. Holly and Niles came over and talked to Myles. Myles talked back, but when they left, Myles could not remember what they'd said. It was all just noise. Everybody else left the park, but Myles still sat. Somewhere in the distance, a cow mooed. Moo. Myles sat. The sun set and the park lights blazed. The sprinklers came on, and Myles just sat. About an hour after dusk, Myles decided that was enough sitting. He stood up. Myles felt like he had entered a new world. Now that a fake kid had become real, anything was possible. Maybe the gazebo would launch into space and Myles would colonize the Horsehead Nebula. Maybe lightning would strike that oak over there and crack it open and gold coins would pour forth. Maybe a volcano would rise up from the field and lava would devour Yanni Valley. But the eruption's blast would also propel Myles safely back to his old apartment in a pink building that was close to the ocean, with maps on the walls and on the ceiling, back to his old town where he was a master prankster and everyone knew it. Myles waited a few seconds for something to happen. Nothing happened. All that was left of Cody Bertyler's party was a field full of trash and a platter full of cake. Myles grabbed a garbage bag. He ate a fingerful of frosting and then dumped the cake in the bag. He picked up paper plates and candy wrappers, soda bottles and cans, pizza crusts and stray potato chips. Myles was supposed to leave the park with a wagon's worth of presents, but all he had was a big bag of trash. He didn't even have the wagon anymore. He'd had that wagon since he was 6. Despite what everybody said, Myles was starting to think Cody Bertyler wasn't that cool at all. Take away the football helmet and the electric guitar, and all you had was a wagon thief. The trash bag slung over his shoulder, Myles took one last look at the park. Underneath the picnic table was something he'd somehow missed. It was a present. Myles dropped the trash bag and ran for the table. He got on all fours. The wet grass soaked his knees. Myles crawled under the table and picked up the gift. He looked around for Cody Bertyler, who might at any moment pull up in his limo and claim this last present. But no, Myles was alone. There under the table, he held the present in his lap. It was the size of a shoebox, and its silver paper shimmered in the moonlight. Myles bit through the ribbon and ripped off the wrapping. It was a shoebox. The lid was taped on. Myles worked his index finger under the tape. He popped off the lid. Tissue paper. He peeled back the paper and peered inside. There, in the box, lying as lifeless as a real dead chicken, was a rubber chicken. This was apparently someone's idea of a joke. He grabbed the chicken by the legs, walked back to his trash bag, and tossed it in. The chicken landed belly up on top of some hot wings. There was a message written on the chicken's belly. Myles reached into the bag and pulled out the chicken. The words were written in big block letters. You can't trick a trickster. Meet me in Sherman's pasture, Sunday, sunset. Come alone. Who would give this to Cody Bertyler? Myles dropped the chicken and ran back to the table. He rummaged through the wrapping and pulled out a tiny gold gift tag. The words were written in a delicate cursive. To Myles, from Niles. What is going on? Write down, comment with what happened, with what you predict is going to happen, with your thoughts, with anything, and how crazy this is. What a turn of events. OMG. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Enjoy.